Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm not quite sure where to put this thing, but I'm just going to. Here will do. So today I wanted to talk about learning Chinese through using novels, and this is something that I've been working towards for a long time now. And I've just been using textbooks and those kind of materials in the past, but I really think that it's valuable to use materials and resources that actual Chinese people use. And throughout this whole time that I've been learning Chinese, reading hasn't been a part that is really emphasized. I've kind of focused more on speaking and listening, that kind of thing. But obviously, when you look back on it and your time during school learning English, a lot of the time, like, you're reading all of these books and things, and this is how you acquire new vocabulary. This is how you learn new words and actually excel in the English language. So I'm like, why isn't this such like a big part of second language learning, for Chinese? At least for me, my only exposure to, reading long slabs of text is within textbooks. And even that can be quite a short paragraph of text. So really, it's not the same caliber as reading a book. In the past, though, I have read those graded Chinese readers. I will put the link in the description below with those kind of resources, but I think they are a good starting point, at least. And, they come with pinyin as well as the Hanzi characters. That is kind of a downside if you just want to focus on the characters, but I think they're quite a good resource to start using. And they can span from 500 words within like this book all the way until 3,000 words. So that goes up to maybe like HSK 5. So I think they are quite good resources to start with, but they're designed for learners of Chinese. And sorry, these birds are so loud. Chinese people won't choose to, consume these materials. So I wouldn't say they're the most authentic resources that you can get out there for practicing your reading, but they are a good start. But actually, this book that I've been reading lately, I was actually gifted it from a Chinese friend. It's kind of like a romantic story because I like reading those. But as you can see, like, it's all Chinese characters and it's quite a fat book. I'm really only like not even a quarter of the way in. But I wanted to go through kind of how I go about using these kind of resources to learn Chinese. So basically, I would just start reading, and whenever I come across a new word, I would use plecker to look that up. So 爱丽丝在昨天算命的摊位前，重新感受到一种强烈的不适感，一种突如其来的什么什么。So this one, not too sure what it means. So I would go to Pleco and type in that word. You can like draw it out in Pleco, which is really handy if you don't know the pronunciation. And then look that up, and I would also add that to my collection of words that I'm not too sure about and like review those periodically. So this way, it is, to be honest, it is quite tedious, and it can take away from your enjoyment of the book. But I guess the main reason that you're doing this is to improve your Chinese language skills. So it's just something that I'll have to deal with. And to be honest, after a few pages of doing this, I do get quite sick of it and, just give that up and, keep reading along and not looking up these words. But this is also a good skill to practice as well, trying to identify what a word means based on the context. And usually you can figure it out, or at least have a good guess of what a word means from this. I was also like researching into getting a translator pen. I'm not sure if you guys have heard of them before, but it's literally just like a pen, and you can like scan the page, and it has like a little screen, and it will come up, with the words meaning and everything. But these things they can be like a couple $100, and I'm not sure really which one to choose. So if any of you have like used these before, please let me know in the comments. Anyway, I just wanted to give some final words of advice with using novels in order to learn Chinese and improve your ability. So my first tip would be to find a book that is at your level or slightly above. And this way you're not going to come across so many new words that you'll just want to give up and hate the whole process of reading. The other thing is to expect that it's going to take you longer to get through a book than normal. Obviously, this is a second language, so your reading speed is going to be quite a bit slower. And I know this is something really frustrating for me because naturally I am quite a slow reader, and then in another language I'm even slower. So I'm like, how is, 10 minutes pass and I've only gotten through like one page or something? But this goes back to, again, finding a book that actually fits your level and is not extremely hard. Because after all, reading is something that's meant to be enjoyed. And you really do get a sense of achievement when you can read, a whole 2 pages in another language and understand what is going on. I think that's amazing. So this is something that I really want to keep improving on and is really something that I want to incorporate more into my daily life instead of just being something that I do every now and then. Anyway, I'll leave a few links to some recommended novels below, and I really hope this video has either inspired you to start reading or encouraged you to keep reading. But for now, that's all for this video today. Thank you, bye-bye.